Hi, this week's word of the week is the word 标准.
标准,
标准.
标准,
And its dictionary definition is the word standard. But in the context of learning a language, a more accurate translation would simply be accurate. So for example, your Chinese pronunciation is very accurate. 你的中文很标准. So let's look at some sample sentences. Her Chinese pronunciation is very accurate.
她的中文发音很标准。
她的中文发音很标准.
她的中文发音很标准。
In business, it could be relevant to quality control. For example, this sentence here.
通过统一标准，提高产品质量。
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 通过统一标准，提高产品质量. Improve product quality through unified standards. So arguably, the highest praise your Chinese could ever receive is not 很好, very good. It's 标准, standard, very standard. And so debate rages as to how important it is to be standard, in the sense of to have perfect pronunciation at all times, because speaking with an impeccable accent could sometimes get in the way of speaking quickly or speaking fluently. So let's look at 3 arguments for and 3 arguments against focusing 标准. Argument 4. Number 1. In Chinese, there is no such thing as a sexy foreign accent. Your pronunciation is either right or it's wrong. Reason number 2, to focus on 标准. Perfection should always be the goal. So ultimately, it is impossible to always speak perfectly all the time, but it should be your ambition to get as close as possible to speaking perfectly all the time. And number 3, accurate pronunciation shows that you are a person of culture. You are not some total nobody who was plucked off the streets to go to China and learn Chinese. You are actually a serious person. Reasons to not worry too much about always being 标准. Here are 3. Number 1, fluency and perfection are not the same thing. Conversing fluently, as in fluidly, is not the same as speaking perfectly all the time, because we all know foreigners who speak English, they may be grammatically perfect but heavily accented, or the other way around, not have a foreign accent but also speak with imperfect grammar, and it can be charming. Number 2, to speak a language imperfectly is to show vulnerability. This can be very attractive and gives you personality. It's true. There was a Chinese educator called Li Yang. He's pretty discredited now, but one of his catchphrases was enjoy losing face. So enjoy making mistakes, because making mistakes is how you get better. And number 3, another reason to not worry too much about 标准 is only around 20% of Chinese people speak Mandarin correctly, as in have perfect Beijing Hua pronunciation. But you don't need that to be well understood around the country. So if you talk to someone from Sichuan in the southwest or Shandong toward the northeast, their tones are often all over the place, but their syntax is correct and the rhythm with which they use the language is correct, so they're perfectly understood. And you, as a foreign learner of the language, can be the same. It is arguable as to its importance, but this week, our word of the week is 标准.